Welcome back to the Game Room, where I have just spent $96 at the op shop. $96 on 48 things. 46 of those things are vinyl albums. Sneak peek at those albums before we get started. That's right, it's a big one. It is a big one. A huge pickup, once in a lifetime pickup, and let's get started. For the 46 vinyl record albums that I purchased today, I spent a total of $92. Now, $92 isn't a big amount of money to spend at an op shop, but it is not. It is a fraction of the amount of the worth of these vinyl records. I'm really excited to show these. I hope that you're excited to see them. This could happen to you if you frequent op shops as well. Let's get into it, see what I've got. Alright, so one of the first things that I found was, and starting off slow, this is a 26 Groovy Greats by 26 Top Stars Volume 2. I looked at this one, this was either the first or the second album that I saw, and I saw that it had Bob Dylan in it, and I thought, okay, any type of compilation album that has a big name like Bob Dylan in it is normally a good one to get. Now, at $2, that was a bit of a no-brainer, even though this is probably the most scratched record that I found. It didn't have a little slip in there, so that was the first. Then I noticed this one. I have owned this one in the past. I don't have a copy of this at the moment, but that's why I noticed the cover straight away and the colours straight away. This is Paul McCartney's Tug of War, and like most of the albums in this bunch, I won't show you all of the vinyl inside, but like most of them, they've got a bit of dust on them, but they're free from really any big scratches that are going to cause trouble playing them, which is it's just pretty unbelievable when you find out what the other, so this is number 2, when you find out what all the other 40, what did I say it was, 46, so 40, when you find out what the other 44 are. So a good start there. So I found this and I got excited. Then we have here Paul McCartney. So I think this may have been his first solo. Don't quote me on that, but I think that is his first solo album. So Paul McCartney, then Paul McCartney 2, then Paul McCartney Give My Regards to Broad Street. So once I started finding these type of albums, I knew I should stop actually going through and checking the records in each one and wait until I got home, because this was just something that was, I knew that it was a special lot there. I had to grab them straight away. So let's keep having a look in here. Then I found some Wings albums. So some Paul McCartney from the Beatles. Whoever got these was obviously a big Beatles fan because they had Red Road Speedway by Wings. So another one with Paul McCartney. Wings at the Speed of Sound. And then I started finding some Beatles records after that. To tell you the truth, when I got the whole bundle, when I got all these together, I could kind of tell where the beginning and the end of this person's collection was. I'm not sure how it ended up at the op shop, but this must have been somebody's almost whole collection, if not their whole collection. And I just gathered them all up. So it was a bit of a surprise to me when I got home as well what I was getting. But after Paul McCartney and Wings, then I had a 2 record set of the Beatles, 1967 to 1970. And that's just a collection of their hits at the time. This one's in pretty rough shape on the outside, but the vinyl's pretty good. The number 1's the Beatles. This one actually, the glues come undone, and it came with a bonus track EP originally. There was a bunch of EPs. It would have been nice to have a look through all the little EPs as well. but there was just, I already had a whole stack and I was struggling to get that up the counter, and I thought I better just stick to the records. Sorry, to the albums. So the Beatles number ones, 23 number ones, the Beatles rarities, and then another Beatles related one, John Lennon Rock and Roll. Traveling Wilburys. So this is a bit of a super group of the time with George Harrison and Bob Dylan, Roy Orbison, Tom Petty, and I think I'm missing one there, but I can't remember who the other one is at off the top of my head. So just a whole bunch of great stuff. After getting one with of a supergroup with Bob Dylan, I also found Bob Dylan Masterpieces, which is 3 records of Bob Dylan's hits to this point. So this is 1978 record that I have here. So it's a bunch of his hits up until then. And I have a new, it's what's called the Essential Bob Dylan vinyl, and it doesn't have things like Hurricane on it, which this has. So I was stoked to get this. Spotlight on Donovan, Volume 1. I have a best of Donovan already, and this has a bunch of ones that aren't on that. The Who, Greatest Hits. Cat Stevens teaser and the Firecat. I have, I think, 2 or 3 Cat Stevens records. None of them have Peace Train on them. This one does. There will be a few others that this one has that I don't have as well, which is exciting. Bee Gees, Mr. Natural. Best of Bee Gees. And then we have Elvis's Golden Records. I've seen a few of Elvis's records, even in op shops. They normally do not, even the old Elvis records that there are plenty of them, they do not go for $2. They're always heaps more than $2. So $2 a piece. Very lucky to stumble across this. This is Elvis, so selection from the original motion picture soundtrack. That is a 2 vinyl set. 40 timeless hits from the Monkees, and again that is a double, so a 2 vinyl set. This one is, the glue is falling apart on that one as well, but again the vinyl inside is in pretty good nick. The Easy Beats. John Denver's Greatest Hits. Got again another a bunch of these ones, even a live version, but not a Greatest Hits. So nice to have that one. Get the Knack. Somebody has done a bunch of their own little pictures on there. So there are a couple of those with either pen marks or things on there, which is a bit of a shame, but really I only collect them to listen to them, so not really worried about bits like that being added. Best of the Doobies. And that is, Best of the Doobies, the Doobie Brothers. So, Doobie Brothers, Best of the Doobies album. And I think this one's called Listen to the Music. It definitely has that song on there, so I'm not sure if that is part of its name. Billy Joel, 52nd Street. This is one that I already have, So I will figure out which one is better quality or better condition and keep the better condition one. Billy Joel the Stranger, another one that I have, but I only have the vinyl, not the sleeve. So a bit of an upgrade for me. Alright, then we have 10cc, the original soundtrack. This is one that I also have. Actually, I have both of these. I have another 10cc album in here, and this is another one that I own. So this is Bloody Tourists. So two 10cc albums. This is another one that I already own, Eagles Greatest Hits 71 to 75. So this came out just before Hotel California, so it doesn't have that one on there, but all of their ones before that record, all their hits are on there. Some Australian rock. We have Radio Songs, a best of Cold Chisel. And we're getting into some of, definitely a few of the more expensive ones are coming up. Rose Tattoo Greatest Hits. With Angry Anderson on the front there. Midnight Oil, Place Without a Postcard. This is one that I hadn't heard of, Tesla, and I think it's called Mechanical Resonance. Apparently rock, glam, maybe even some metal in there, I'm not really too sure. Kiss Dynasty. Says that it includes a full colour poster. That is not in there. U2, Two Heart Speeders 1. This is it says a giant 12-inch 45. So this is the only single that is in there. In the whole lot, the only single. Alright, then we have David Gilmour, and I didn't know who David Gilmour was, to be honest. I see up here that on the cover it had the solo album by Pink Floyd's lead guitarist. So not sure if that one is a good one or not. I know that all of Pink Floyd stuff is expensive and highly sought after, and you don't see them very often for cheap at all. But yeah, not sure about the David Gilmour solo stuff. But after that, in the pack, we have some Pink Floyd albums as well, which is nuts. As I said, this stuff is expensive. Even in a poor, out of condition, this stuff still goes for some pretty big money in terms of records. So Pink Floyd Animals. Pink Floyd, what's this one? Amagama, which says it's a live album. So that's, I should have said, no, album, Pink Floyd's Animal is a 1 vinyl, and this one, Amagama, is a 2 vinyl. Then we have Pink Floyd again, and this one is metal. And our last Pink Floyd, which is A Saucer Full of Secrets. Alright, now we have 2 Van Halen albums. So Van Halen, I think that is a self-titled. Certainly looks like self-titled. I don't know much about Van Halen. That's one band that, or one group that I've never heard much of. And then we have another Van Halen. I'm not sure what. Oh, that's called Van. Okay, So that would be, I'm guessing that's Van Halen, the original, and then this is Van Halen 2. And then we have Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 2. That is the only Guns N' Roses album that I found in there. It was a real surprise bringing these home and having a look through them and seeing the type of quality that was in there. And then I'm going to finish on a pretty strong one. Soundtrack from the film Led Zeppelin, the song remains the same. So this is a 2 vinyl kind of best of at this, from that period of time. Alright, so I've flown through those because I didn't want to make it boring going through them slowly. I've tried to keep it nice and fast and interesting. As I said, this was one of those times that it just worked out. I had been doing some work related things, and I had actually come back to my area earlier in the day. I had a little bit of time before I was to pick up my son from school, so I popped into the op shop and saw, as you've seen there, I saw some of the initial ones, and I was going through each to make sure that the vinyl was all right and was in there. And then when I started seeing what was in there, I stopped checking. I thought, if I can get them for the original or the normal price of the op shop, which is $2 a piece, then it's not worth checking. Even if some are scratched up, even if some are damaged, and even if there's a bunch that can't be played, it's still worth going through, grabbing all these, checking them out at home rather than in the shop. I've had to listen to a bunch of them already, especially the ones that I don't own, and I'm just thrilled with this bunch of vinyl. So what am I going to do with them? I do collect vinyl. I do not collect vinyl that I don't plan on listening to. So anything that I think is not something that I'm interested in will go back into sales. So I'll try and sell those, well, probably locally first, and then if that doesn't work, then some of them will show up on eBay. That money will then be used to go back into the bank account. I like to keep my records and my video games and the arcades as much as possible. My sales pay off my keeps, and that's what I'll do with them. For this to come up, especially at a time when I'm filming, where I can show people what you can potentially get if you are able to frequent your op shops and things, and show that these are still out there and they do come in. It's really exciting. Yeah, please stick around, and hopefully that you'll see some stuff that you like. You could give me a like and subscribe if that's something that you want to do with your time. That would be great. Thanks for watching.